base militare su Telos, abbiamo conquistato la navetta e la possibilità di lasciare questo posto indicato da Dio per raggiungere la zona polare della regione, dove sembra che ci sia qualcosa di strano e forse lì troveremo la nostra nave. Abbiamo visto.
Statement. We have arrived too late. The target has evaded us. We must pursue it. Observation. They have likely escaped aboard the orbital shuttle that has been docked here. The bay control computer likely will have a record of their departure. Query. Have you discovered anything about the shuttle's course? Answer. I have managed to track the shuttle's movement across the SHIELD network. However, the SHIELD network does not stretch over the polar region, which was the shuttle's apparent destination. Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again.
La soluzione degli shuttle atterrati non è molto originale da questo punto di vista. Avete visto come queste tre unità HK, che sono unità droidi assassine, hanno intercettato la nostra navetta, pur essendo arrivate dopo la nostra partenza.
It has been extremely difficult to track you down, Jedi. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities.
Il fatto che droidi assassini ci dicano di voler porre fine alle ostilità è meraviglioso.
Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we tracked your coordinates, we were able to deploy several droids in this location. Probing query. We are, however, curious as to why you chose to come to the remnants of the polar Telos irrigation system. There is nothing here that our instruments can detect. Eager threat. But we are looking forward to extracting your motives for coming here when we place you in torture restraints.
Alle ostilità.
Self-evident answer. Wherever you try to run, we will be there, armed and ready. Rhetorical query. So the query you have posed to us is one we put to you. What are you doing here, we wonder?
A quanto pare, tipo, non possiamo fare altro che combatterli. Allora, la nostra solita tattica. Apriamo la coda delle lezioni con io direi prima questo, mentre tu Freya ci dai un po' di speedo, di velocità e la battle meditation. E noi abbiamo tratto con noi Atton stavolta, poi facciamo fare il livello in automatico. Non credo che possiamo fargli grandi aggiornamenti. No, quindi ok. Proviamo.
Systems failing, Master.
il motivatore. Ok, quindi questo è il punto da cui noi ricevevamo delle interferenze, sia ammirate nel testo del 2005 nel loro splendore. Esploriamo quindi la zona. A quanto pare qui ci sarebbe una anomalia. E come stavo dicendo, a livello di sceneggiatura il doppio abbattimento della nave su Telos non è granché, nel senso c'è tipo la necessità da parte della storia che noi continuiamo a essere tenuti sotto pressione da questi droni assassini, la motivazione verrà chiarita più avanti, però forse avrei evitato il doppio ricorso allo stesso stratagemma perché rende la narrazione un po' debole, secondo me. Cioè avrei fatto qualcosa di diverso, magari li avrei già piazzati qui, anche se questo avrebbe rovinato, tra virgolette, l'alone di segretezza del posto. Ed ecco qui che abbiamo all'interno una base, a quanto pare. Oh, abbiamo lasciato Baudur lì. Ah, salve. Quindi a quanto pare c'è una base militare, anche qui.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If he is a Jedi, he will forgive. And if he is not, he will not care.
You can't tell him, please. I'm asking you. I don't want him to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this man we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve him until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dajaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why? Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility. Ah, an accident. Something beyond your control. You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done? Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds. Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime. So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will, but when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it. The Sith? What do you mean? You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. And you encountered them on Paragus. But what would they want there? They can't have been looking for you. You. If they thought you were Jedi, the teachings of the Sith blind them indeed. I am the last Jedi, not you. You betrayed our teachings, our beliefs, the very core of the Jedi Order. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here. Whatever force they can bring to bear, it will matter not. If they face a true Jedi, they shall fall. We shall see. For now, the perspective on your situation has changed. I have your ship. I will return it to you. You must leave here before you place us in jeopardy. Take your ship, then. I don't care where you go, just leave this place. Leave Telos.
We shall remove him, mistress. Come with us. Mistress?
The exile brought up feelings best left forgotten.
Forgive me, Mistress, but I must ask. The exile, I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Did you care for him once?
The Jedi have no such attachments. As always, he will do as he wills. And the galaxy, and the feelings of others, can burn for all he cares. The day we judged him, I stood in the chamber and he was so right. He was so certain of it, I doubted myself. He chose Revan over the Jedi, over the Council, over... But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, Mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
Ho lasciato questa lunga parte, uno perché il dialogo tra Kreia e Atton mostra secondo me l'incredibile doppiaggio che ha ricevuto il personaggio di Kreia. La voce di Kreia in inglese mi fa veramente innamorare, e tra l'altro è una bella trovata scenica, no? Staccare per un secondo il focus da noi, dal personaggio protagonista, mostrare la conversazione dei due membri dell'equipaggio e praticamente gettare un'altra luce di mistero anche su quello che sembrava all'apparenza essere il classico contrabbandiere spaziale dal carattere un po' alla Han Solo, e a quanto pare invece no, è un personaggio più complesso di quello che ci si potrebbe aspettare, così come in realtà si è complicata anche la situazione di Kreia, perché lei, vedete, anche nella schermata di selezione dei personaggi, il grigio che la circonda non si riesce a distinguere se lei parteggi per il bene o per il male, per il lato chiaro o per il lato scuro della forza. Le visioni che propone sono contrastanti, sono a volte opposte tra loro, sono torbide, sono fumose, non ha un inquadramento preciso. È un essere umano molto più di tanti eroi, di tanti personaggi tra virgolette dal carattere statico, e questa secondo me è la grande forza di Kreia. In più abbiamo fatto la conoscenza di un altro personaggio, e chi ha bazzicato un po' nell'universo di Star Wars avrà notato dei particolari che lo rendono anche qui interessante, soprattutto nelle scelte cromatiche. Etris, quindi è un altro Jedi sopravvissuto, ha ricostruito qui una accademia. Questa accademia però ha qualcosa di particolare, qualcosa di strano, e ci ha intimato di andarcene da Telos perché appunto dopo aver scoperto che noi siamo inseguiti dai Sith vuole che non attiriamo la presenza dei nemici qui.
Why have you approached me?
Approfondiamo un po' il lore.
You may ask. The mistress? What of her? She leads us. As she rebuilds Telos, she rebuilds the Order, and through them, the galaxy. We serve the Jedi. We do not question them. Yet, Atris has told us that the work here at Telos may pay for similar efforts in many worlds along the Rim that were destroyed when the Jedi turned on each other. She has said the Jedi Order needs such a foundation if it is to rebuild. She faults the teaching of many of the Jedi Masters as the spark of the Jedi Civil War. Atris has said that if Revan and Malak had been properly instructed in the ways of the Jedi, they never would have fallen, and nor would you, Exile. That is unknown to me. I have never observed Atris to teach Jedi, nor would I wish to. Atris has chosen instead to focus her efforts on galactic recovery. Once the galaxy breathes again, disciples will come.
Importante questo concetto di risanamento nella galassia.
You may ask. This was once a mighty irrigation center for Telos. It survived the orbital bombardment of the Sith, though the inhabitants did not. Ancient irrigation channels still lie beneath the surface of Telos, waiting to be used again for the reconstruction efforts controlled from this facility. Shortly before the destruction of Dantooine by the forces of the traitor Jedi Malak, Atris had many Jedi artifacts and knowledge transported here secretly. The Jedi Council sensed it, Master Vrook, Master Vandar, but it was too late to do much except make arrangements for evacuation. It was a dark day for the Order. Many on Dantooine did not survive, Jedi or not. Atris would not speak for many days after the attack, and we feared our mistress was lost to us. In time, she regained her voice and her strength. She brought the artifacts and the teachings of the Jedi here and has kept them safe. Yes, many relics from Dantooine, some which predate even the destruction of Ossus. She was not able to save all, but she saved enough. She was able to bring them here before the Academy's destruction. It was a fortunate thing. She was not able to save everything. Ossus was once the home of much of the Jedi teaching and knowledge. It was destroyed over 40 years ago by the Sith, during the time of Exar Kun. Fortunately, a few relics and artifacts were saved before Ossus was destroyed, but many were not. Viewing the relics is not allowed without Atris's permission. There is truth in what you say, yet many such artifacts are sealed away in Atris's chambers. But if you wish to see a few of them, speak to the last of the handmaidens. She has seen some of these objects and has an interest in such things.
Un'altra parola chiave è il passato.
Yes, she should be in the training chamber to the north and west of here. She constantly seeks to improve herself so that she may no longer be ranked last among us. Because she is easily distracted by matters that do not concern her or her duty. Such distractions weaken her, and she knows this. I will not speak of them. Ask her yourself, if it matters to you. You may ask...
Questa è un'altra bella domanda.
We share the same father, and we all bear the face of our mother. It is not unusual for the Achani of the same parents to be born so as to be indistinguishable to outsiders. As I have said, it is not unusual for the Achani of the same parents to be born so as to be indistinguishable to outsiders. If you seek to raise anger in me, you will fail, Exile. I tolerate your presence only upon orders of the Mistress. One cannot take back an action, and often apologizing for it only compounds the insult. Simply drop the matter and be silent. You may ask...
Esploriamo un po' l'accademia. Magari vediamo che fine hanno fatto i nostri amiconi. Tutte le servitrici, come vedete qui dentro, sono tutte uguali. Nessuno di loro però indossa una spada laser. È evidente che in realtà questa fantomatica accademia per Jedi è evidente che è qualcos'altro. Infatti Atris ha parlato di qualcosa che aiuti a risanare la galassia, non ha parlato di rifondare un'accademia distrutta. La cosa che volevo far notare pure è come in realtà tutte queste storie si intreccino a partire dal passato. Tutti i personaggi di questa vicenda hanno qualcosa nella loro vita precedente che li ha cambiati, e l'eco di questo cambiamento pervade tutto. Oh, ciao, TM. quanto pare Etris è interessata a questa unità. Le Echani nell'universo di Star Wars sono una popolazione tra virgolette combattente, delle duellanti, quasi delle amazzoni tra virgolette, soprattutto specializzate nel combattimento a magnete. Questo è importante perché una quest che
Did you
ci vede
find what you came
coinvolti-
for? There was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once, something that hangs upon you still. I see it now. The act has left its marks. Be warned, unresolved events from our past can create wounds in the present and the future. And more importantly, they can distract you, weaken you. It could prove fatal against the enemies we face. There is a Jedi here, perhaps, in that you are correct. Yet there are no students, and this woman, this Atris, surrounds herself with those who cannot feel the Force. Curious.
Eccola la chiave. Un'accademia Jedi, almeno tra virgolette, che però ha al suo interno persone incapaci di percepire la forza.
No, her servants are not Jedi. Their minds are walls, trained to resist tricks of the mind. This discipline blinds them to the Force as well, even if they were Force-sensitive. Invade the mind of another. It is not something done carelessly, or when there is nothing to be gained.
Ci ha appena detto, no, in realtà, no, quando non se ne può ottenere nulla. Noi sappiamo, noi giocatori, che l'ha fatto con Atton.
Plans are fragile things, and life often dashes expectations to the ground. Perhaps students will come to her in time. For now, she is surrounded by those who cannot feel the Force. Yes, her servants are not Jedi. Their minds are walls.
Questo l'abbiamo già visto.
Very well. Let us depart. He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash. I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. What is this place? Where are we? This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I had been told by the Republic that it was not in use. I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship. Very well, General. I will await your arrival.
E abbiamo reclutato anche Paolo. Facciamo i ladroni.
I hear you.
Yes?
You are the exile. I am the last of the handmaidens. This is correct. I train so that one day that will no longer be true. I know a little of them, yes. Much Jedi knowledge is stored here. Secrets of their teachings, combat styles, and discipline. The Jedi relics are kept by Atris, within the walls of her meditation chamber. Entry is forbidden. Atris has made her orders on the matter clear,
Non
and
basta
she
la
says you are
prestazione.
no Jedi. Entry to her meditation chamber is forbidden. To even ask shows you doubt my loyalty to her. I have seen a few of them. Yes, they were not always in Atris's meditation chamber. There were many relics, among them small cubes, warm to the touch, each containing their own light.
Jedi holocrons, yet warm to the touch, you said.
Yes, and with a light about them. When held, some would speak, ask strange questions. Yes, their questions were confusing. They seemed to think I was someone else, someone's student.
Ah, of course they did. A simple misunderstanding, no doubt.
I had thought perhaps I had damaged them in some way, but I could not think of what I had done.
La verità è che non sono reliquie Jedi, temo.
Most come from Dantooine, brought here before the academy there was destroyed by Malak. Not all relics were able to be saved, for there was not time to rescue them all. I am not permitted to speak of such things, and it is not your concern. You may ask. She said, you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself. That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts, and she told us why you fell to the dark side. Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up. Atris says when the Dark Lord Revan returned to the Republic, you did not march with him because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force. I believe that is the extent of her expressed feelings toward you. There are variations at times, but all rise from the same foundation. Yes, it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all. Without having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion.
Come dicevo, le Ciani sono delle duellanti.
Perhaps it may prove truer than conversing with words. In battle, the words are swept away, giving way to actions. Mercy, sacrifice, anger, fear. These are pure moments of expression. You may I honor the face of my mother. It is not something spoken of in the company of others. I do not wish to discuss it. If there is something else you wish to ask, you may do so. There's no need to apologize. You were merely remarking on something that you saw. There is no wrong in that. You may ask.
Penso che ci siamo con...
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like? Please, I wish to know.
Quindi qua possiamo dare varie risposte, molto poetiche tra l'altro.
It is like a cloud, a mist that drifts from living creature to creature, set in motion by currents and eddies. It is the eye of the storm, the passions of all living things turned into energy, into a chorus. It is the rising swell at the end of life, the promise of new territories and new blood, the call of new mysteries in the dark.
I see. Thank you both. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
Battuta di Graia meravigliosa. Ah, il rottame. Comunque dalle parole di Creia potete vedere come la scrittura è ad altissimi livelli.
I have felt it too, my lord. A disturbance in the Force. It was difficult to make out, my lord. At first it was such a quiet thing. I did not notice it. But now I wonder if it has always been there. I merely could not hear it before. The sound built so slowly, yet when you listen for it, you can make out the strains, even over the background life of the universe. Do you feel it is a... You are the darkness in which all life dies, my lord. All life exists to feed your power. And my life is yours. I beg you, please. Let me die. Yes, this disturbance echoes through the Force. I can follow it to its source and bring it to you. I will leave at once, my lord.
A quanto pare il gioco ci ha introdotto a quello che sembra tutta l'area di essere un altro cattivo della storia, e se posso il carisma è incredibile. Cioè io la prima volta ricordo che l'ho visto ne ero affascinatissimo. Questa figura avvolta completamente nelle tenebre in questa nave deserta, il fatto che lui non si esprime con un linguaggio umano e ci si chiede ma di che creatura stiamo parlando, la malvagità, l'oscurità che trapela, e secondo me una pennellata bellissima in realtà, mentre noi stiamo qui a chiacchierare con... Eccola qua la nostra Evonok. Però c'era, come vi dicevo, la quest di combattimento. Per attivarla, se non ricordo male, dobbiamo parlare con una delle servitrici che non sia l'ultima. Quindi non questa, ma una qualsiasi altra. Possiamo con questa.
Why have you approached me?
Ok. Ho voglia di
I would
lottare.
welcome a chance to instruct you. I have been anxious to teach you many principles of combat ever since you invaded this place.
Ci vuole gonfiare.
Oh, yes. We train extensively in various combat styles, and we have not had another target for some time. You may prove a pleasant diversion. Very well. Follow me, and we shall see if you have the endurance to learn the most basic of our...
Ok. Ora, questi combattimenti sono molto difficili in realtà, perché noi
Before we
combatteremo
begin,
a mani nude.
are you familiar with Ichani traditions? All duels between us shall be without armor of any kind. There shall be no restrictions upon our movements or upon yours. Your feet are not to leave the training mat during the battle. If they do, you will lose. Also, this is not a fight to the death. Restrain your instincts when we fight, and we shall do the same. The fight will be with hands and feet only. No stimulants, shields, weapons, or other items. Also, do not call upon any Jedi techniques during our contest. If you do, then the battle will be over. In turn, I will not use our higher forms. Then let us begin.
Ok. Quindi in realtà, come vedete, questo duello è un duello puramente di fortuna, perché noi possiamo soltanto giocare con gli attacchi che però si basano su tiri. E quindi, ecco, vedete, miss. Io non posso utilizzare item, lei colpisce, io no. Quindi... Tra l'altro questa quest bisogna farla per forza quando si arriva a questo punto, perché poi con lo spoiler non saremo più in grado di tornare qui fino molto in là nella storia. Però vedete, io manco qualunque cosa. Utilizzando l'azione di attacco per le difese, quindi attacco poderoso non funzionerà più. Colpo letale sembra quello migliore. Ok.
You have succeeded. If you wish, you may challenge us again, and we will progress to more advanced movements. Seek one of us out when you wish to fight, and we shall...
Ok, giustamente un attimo devo recuperare perché altrimenti... Ok, salviamo i progressi fino a qui.
Have you returned to fight again? Very well. Our next battle will be using the higher forms among the Ichani. You may choose hands and feet, or what... Seek...
Possiamo utilizzare un'arma. Quindi la nostra vibrolama ce la mettiamo. No, aspetta, questa è un'altra.
Have you returned to... Our... Then let...
Ah, ok, proviamo. Molto meglio.
You have succeeded. Seek one of us out when you...
Comunque vedo che non dà esperienza, ve l'ho fatto vedere soltanto perché uno degli achievement più difficili del gioco si ottiene appunto andando avanti in questa catena di scontri che diventano sempre più difficili, ma molto difficili, e praticamente si arriva a un certo punto a combattere contro 6 sorelle in contemporanea. Ovviamente tu puoi avere il tuo equipaggiamento al completo, però visto che non dà esperienza mi ha fatto vedere i primi 2 scontri, il primo corpo a corpo puro, il secondo con un'arma, poi avremmo potuto utilizzare l'armatura, poi le tecniche Jedi eccetera eccetera fino all'equipaggiamento completo, e alla fine di tutti gli incontri per noi c'era un bel achievement che ci aspettava. Ok, a questo punto penso che ce ne possiamo andare da questo postaccio. La prossima puntata di questa serie sarà molto noiosa dal punto di vista dell'azione, perché una volta saliti sulla nave avremo finalmente la possibilità di parlare con la maggior parte dei nostri companion, che tutti hanno una bellissima storia da poter svelare. Io penso che ne valga la pena. Ok, magari cominciamo a fare qualcosa.
Mistress, the last of the handmaidens is not among us.
She has left with the exile.
Left?
But why? Her oath.
Her reasons are unknown to me, but I fear she may no longer be trusted. We will save her if we can, but we must let her discover the exile's nature for herself. Some evils must be confronted, and isolation from it would have been no defense.
Ok, il gioco ci anticipa che l'ultima servitrice...
Well, now that we're off that Dejaric board of a planet, I say we burn sky until we see lines.
Abbiamo una nave. Ah,
What is the machine saying?
c'è il nostro processo.
We seem to have found it.
Questo ovviamente è Coruscant.
Do you know why we have called you here?
As Revan summoned you, so have you come full circle to return to the Jedi.
Why did you defy us? The Jedi are guardians of the peace, and have been for centuries. This call to war undermines all that we have worked for.
Is Revan your master now? Or is it the horror you wrought at Malachor that has caused you to see the truth at last?
Questa è una cosa molto bella perché ci permette di dipingere praticamente tutto il contesto passato, come se noi avessimo la possibilità di scrivere il nostro background.
It is good you recognize this. It means you will understand why you must leave us.
You are exiled, and you are a Jedi no longer.
There is one last thing. Your lightsaber. Surrender it to us.
Quindi in realtà ce ne siamo andati sbattendo la porta, come vedete.
much defiance in that one.
You are correct, Kavar. When he was here, I felt it. It was as if he was not there, more like an echo.
The war has touched the youngest of the Order. Many of them have lost themselves in battle against the Mandalorians.
We have not lost a Jedi this day. You felt it. He has lost himself. He is no Jedi. He walked Revan's path, but he was not strong enough.
I fear it is our teachings that may have led Revan to choose the path he did.
We are not the ones who taught him.
We take responsibility, Atris, not cast blame.
The choice of one was the choice of us all. Revan's teacher intended no harm, and Revan had many teachers since.
Yet they all stem from the same source. Her teachings violated the Jedi Code and lead all who listen to the dark side, as they did the exile.
You are wrong. The dark side is not what I sensed in the exile. Surely the rest of you felt it as well. That emptiness we felt. He has changed.
Whatever that wound was, it was of the dark side. We should not have let him depart. He will simply join Revan again, or perhaps worse.
What would you have done with him, Atris? Be mindful of your feelings. This is not Revan who stood before you. This one walks a different path.
No, although that may come in time. We let him go because we must. Where he travels, he carries his destination with him.
Malachor 5 should have been his grave. You saw it in his walk, and in the Force. It was as if he was already dead.
No, not death. Many battles remain for that one, if what we have seen is true. But the future is a shifting thing, and he cuts like a blade through it.
We should have told him the truth. A Jedi deserves to know.
No good would have come from it, even if what you believed was true. There's still the matter of Revan, and such truths could leave us vulnerable on two fronts.
Perhaps in many years, we will call him before us and explain what happened to him, and how he may be healed. Until then, he must accept his journey.
But he may never discover the truth, and he will never know why we cast him out.
And that is the future we must accept.
Lo scenario si complica.
These Jedi sure like their secrets, don't they?
Ah.
A strange coincidence.
It is no coincidence. There is some larger plan at work here, and we are walking into it. This is too convenient to be anything but a trap.
Ed eccola qua.
Those are Atris's records you have stolen.
What the hell are you doing on our ship?
I have come to join you. I can help you against this threat.
Well, we don't want your help. Or any of your sisters.
It is just me, and I am doing this because Atris believes you will need help. I think the strength of the enemy is unknown, but it is greater than 5 can hope to defeat without aid.
Indeed. But of course, what does one more matter to our journey? I have had enough of this. I will be in my chambers.
Yeah, me too. I'll be in my chambers. But since I don't have any, I guess I'll just go to the cockpit like I always do. If she's coming with us, she gets the cargo hold. Might remind her how fun it is to get locked up.
General.
The cargo hold is enough. I assure you, there is little I need. I will attend to myself. It is no matter. I am used to worse conditions, but thank you for your kindness.
Opla, questo era uno degli achievement che mi mancava. Perché per sbloccarlo devi avere per forza il personaggio di sesso maschile, cosa che io invece non avevo mai avuto in tutte le mie run, nelle quali c'erano gli achievement ovviamente.
General, is there a reason you don't carry a lightsaber anymore? That's not your lightsaber anymore. That belonged to someone who served Revan in the wars, not the person you are now. You could build another one, if you wanted to, but you know that. I don't know, General, but whatever the reason, you should put it behind you. I know this. A lightsaber is part of who you are. Without it, you're not complete. I think I can help you out there. I happen to know the parts you need. I spent a lot of time around Jedi during the war. None of them would let me take their lightsaber apart, but I did learn about their construction. We need a power cell, emitter matrix, lens and focusing crystal, though I have to admit the crystal is beyond my means. Never did understand them. Those parts are fairly common, though a Jedi once told me that it's best if your lightsaber reflects you, and if it is constructed of things that identify it as your own. Just bring the parts to me before you get started building it. I'll make sure they're usable. All I'm saying is that you've gone for a long time without a memory wipe. Most droids behave erratically under those circumstances. I know that, but I'm fixing everything else around here, so I may as well take a look at you too. What was that? That's what I'm talking about. That is not normal droid behavior. I am not pushing you around. I just wanted to see if there was anything I could do to upgrade your functionality. Good. Now let's get started. You wouldn't guess it from the outside, but it looks like you've been through a lot. I'll bet. I'm all done with you. If anything comes loose, let me know and I'll put it back in place.
Perfetto. Allora, intanto ci rimettiamo i vestiti, che è una cosa abbastanza importante. Mettiamo uno scudo da mischia. E avete visto che il gioco tra l'altro offre la possibilità di queste scenette ogni volta che si torna su una nave, quindi sono degli piccoli intermezzi che aiutano ad approfondire la conoscenza dei personaggi. Ok. Bene. Io a questo punto andrei a parlare come prima con la Handmaiden, che forse è la più breve, tra virgolette. Chiudiamo così. Ok, riproviamo. Queste dipendono molto spesso dai tiri. Successo, infatti. Ok, abbiamo praticamente potenziato al massimo utilizzando informatica. Adesso abbiamo l'altra, che è riparazione. Questa è la stiva, la Handmaiden è qui. Proviamo a parlarle.
Yes? I am training, so that if danger should strike, my body and my reflexes will be prepared. That, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be. If I do not have something to focus my attention on, I fear my sanity will erode as well. Training is something reserved for certain caste members of the Echani, but I do not see the harm in instructing you in some basic principles. I do not understand how you and Atris fight, but I will instruct you on how Echani children are raised on warfare. All Echani fighting principles rely on foundations. If one does not understand the most basic of fighting moves, it is not possible to understand the higher tiers. It is similar to learning the alphabet of a language before being able to use words, then sentences. As a foundation, I will instruct you in our elementary movements. The body itself is the first weapon you must master. It is not something that can be described. Let us duel, you and I and that shall teach you more than my words can. Use only your hands and feet to strike at me, nothing else, or our combat shall be over. Do not resort to using any items or any force techniques you may possess. Such things will obstruct learning. Very well. I shall match my movements to resist your efforts. And do not hold back, or I will hurt you.
Vabbè, qui tipo... sul nudo abbiamo forse esagerato. È stato un combattimento molto più facile rispetto agli altri. Come vedete il colpo letale ci permette con una percentuale strabassa, quindi non so come ho fatto ad attivarla, di stordire l'avversario.
You fought well indeed. You have caught the principles of the style by watching and anticipating my movements. Before you go, there is something I must know. Why did you go back, face trial? I see. It was always something I was curious about. To walk to one's own sentence willingly. It's a brave thing. You may ask. She said you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself.
Questa conversazione illusory.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal
Questo è
instinct.
quello che abbiamo subito prima. Quindi, altre domande.
Before entering Atris's service, yes, I carried a name, as all the children of the Ichani do. It is not important. My title and rank is of consequence, not my name. I take value in Atris's service, not in myself. We all have value in our oaths to others, and the promises we make. When we make that pledge, we are pledging ourselves to something greater. When importance is placed on the self, then by such acts the galaxy is unmade. If reasons of the self is why you turned away, then yes, perhaps there was a judgment there. But it was not intended as an attack. I do not know. That is a question you must ask yourself. You may ask.
Carina questa. Però no, rimaniamo in leggeri.
I do not think you are ready for further instruction. Each movement of our arts demands some time to use the art in battle, or to examine how it may be best used in battle. Duels among the Ichani are rituals, and it does not allow for armor or anything that restricts movement. Your modesty has no place in combat. Even the youngest of the Ichani understand this. You should as well. It is the way of the Ichani to be able to read their opponents, to know where an opponent is going to strike before it connects, anticipate it, and then strike against them. Ichani battles are fought several minutes in advance. In many ways, it is much like the game of Dejarik, played in the core systems. The most advanced among the Ichani are able to predict the course of battles by months, and the most revered are said to be able to predict the path of wars. Only Revan ever demonstrated such skill in war, and even as he slaughtered us, the Ichani still respected him. You are already doing it. If you do not know you are doing it, then training will make you a dangerous opponent indeed. Come, as we fight more, I will teach you. Do not think about predicting my movements. React instinctively. You are doing better. At first, I was afraid that your awareness of your own ability might ruin it, but that is not the case. You learn quickly. Perhaps it is your connection to the Force that allows such things, but I do not think so. Now you fight as an Ichani warrior fights, always in the future.
Perfetto, premonizione in battaglia. Aggiunge saggezza alla mia difesa.
Yes? I am training. That, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be.
What do you mean, Pazak? What, again?
No, I do not trust him. That too. That is untrue. You and the Iridonian trust each other. Or at least the Iridonian trusts you. We heard much of the Iridonian when we served Atris. Atris believed that the Iridonian held the knowledge to restoring Telos. The reasons for such siphoning of power are complicated, and I do not know all the answers. But there is something greater being achieved. The teachings at the Academy must be preserved, even if it draws strength from Telos. Yes. His skill with machines is something beyond which most can aspire to. His shield technology surpasses the designs of even the most skilled of Ichani power architects. I do not realize if you know what it means to have such a one respect and follow you. The Iridonian allied himself with no one on the entire world of Telos, yet he will follow you at the risk of his life. His stance, in many ways, mirrors yours. Where he walks, he carries a world upon his shoulders, and like you, I do not know if he has ever faced it. The reasons for such the teachings at the Academy must be preserved.
Ok. Penso che abbiamo più o meno fatto tutto.
It does not seem to bother you.
Bene. Direi che possiamo salvare la partita e la prossima volta